Hey everyone, this is Rob,
And Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast and everything you need to know about old school RuneScape. Alright, so this week up on the docket we have, of course, as always, a little bit of updates from us about what's been going on this week, what we've been doing. Of course, it's probably going to be Tombs related, but we'll also have other things. We'll also be going into the update for this week after that, which is unsurprisingly not going over really well.
Controversial.
Extremely. And so we'll be going over that. Hint, there are some nerfs and some things that make Tombs a little bit more difficult. So stirred up the wasp nest that is Reddit, and we'll be talking about whether the changes are actually that bad. And then there actually was a bunch of other stuff to go over as well. Just a few days ago, there was the speedrunning blog, the Quest speedrunning blog. So this is something they've mentioned a couple times. So we're going to take a look at that. And also there was the Gilnor Gazzette, which is kind of doing what we're doing here and wrapping up everything that happened in the last month.
Well, we'll see if there's any new stuff going on.
Yes, there was some pretty cool stuff. There's additional like photos and stuff. So because that's always worth checking out. And again, every month, I am surprised they are still continuing to do this on time.
Last month, I feel like we forgot to read it.
I don't think so. I think it just wasn't that eventful last month.
Oh, we could have just chosen not to. That's fair.
Yeah, I think we did, but there just wasn't a lot to go over.
I've already forgotten.
Yeah, either way, before we get into any of that, Michelle, how's it going?
It's good. We're also going to do a Q&A.
Yes, we are.
But yeah, I'm doing good. I've been, once again, writing everything down. But first, I'd like to give a real life update. You guys have been waiting for this day. The construction downstairs is finished.
Yes, the construction downstairs is finished, but there is always construction going on. So if you hear random jackhammers and stuff, that is to be expected.
We're convinced that they're not actually working on any buildings right now, and they're just hitting stuff over and over for fun.
Yeah.
I'm convinced.
Yeah. If I look outside, they just randomly stop, and they're just like having jackhammers in the air. Just hammering boards.
We actually saw that at Disneyland before. Somebody had like a jackhammer, was just like not doing anything. Or it was the claw machine, whatever. Never mind.
It was the claw machine.
But yeah, no, it's been a pretty good week. I was, of course, at the Tombs.
At the Tombs.
I took a break for a couple of days, actually. I think that staying up 24 hours and stuff last week, like, made me associate Tombs with not great feelings of, go to sleep, it's weird, this is a weird game.
Yeah, maybe.
So it took me a couple of days to get over that. Like, I haven't been going as much as, like, I do Chambers. I did a couple of Chambers the other day, too.
Yeah, after this update, you may continue to go back to Chambers more.
Yeah, no. I also want to go back to Chambers regardless because, like, I want to remember how to do it. I love Chambers.
Yeah.
I've come to the conclusion I like Chambers more. I like them both.
That was pretty obvious.
Well, yeah. Because what I like that's different is, and people are making fun of me for saying this, but I don't care. Because in Tombs of Amasket, everything just feels like too separate. And I like that in Chambers, you could see like all the rooms and stuff as you're going. And someone was like, well, yeah, it's a pyramid. And I'm like, you know what? It's not that deep. It's not that, it's not that deep. I just like it. And
you like that you can see the other rooms?
It feels more big. It doesn't feel as like claustrophobic.
Huh, okay.
See, the room was giving me grief about it.
It's just like, I was like, you could pick a lot of other things. That's just like
no,
a
that
weird
wasn't
thing.
all. And then I also like that Chambers, it's different every time, which I know a lot of people don't like.
Yeah.
And I like that I could get rid of certain stuff if I don't want to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Like some of these things. I mean, now I'm kind of getting used to everything. Initially, though, some of the puzzles I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But now I'm getting through them more quickly and stuff and with other people's help, and it's pretty chill. But yeah, it's been pretty fun. I've got the red jewel, so for my Karis Partisan.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nice. That one like gives
That's
like a
the
good special
one, right?
attack. Yeah. I really want the blue one that you could take out of the room.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I also got the Thread of Elidness.
Nice.
Which is very, very good. So now in the raid, I bring Blood Barrage and Ice Barrage so I could freeze and use the blood whenever I'm in the monkey puzzle room.
That's cool.
Yep. I then got dupes of both of those.
Of course.
I was like, cool, cool, cool. No new jewel is great. For some reason, like, I kind of forget that dupes exist. And then I get them and I'm like, okay.
To be fair, I think the jewel drop rate is like 33%. Like, so yeah, you have a pretty high chance to get. I've seen a lot of people get dupes of the of the gem.
That same one?
Not
just the
that
gem
same
in
one, but
general?
yeah, the gem in general. Because I think you have a pretty high chance to get a dupe of the gem.
I don't think it's 33% though. I think I would have gone. Well, I don't
I
have that many
just
kills. I
yeah, I was
probably have
like,
like 20 total.
I don't know if it's rolled with the other stuff on that same drop table. Like the only other thing it'd be rolled with potentially would be like the thread.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's 25% if I had to guess. Either way, it's not very like
It's not very super super rare. Or anything.
Yeah, it's not a rare thing to get multiple of the same.
But I was still kind of annoyed. I was like, really couldn't have gotten one of the other two.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah, I thought it was fine. I didn't get any. Like my collection log's still just that in the rune cache. How do you say it? Cache?
Rune cache, yeah.
Cache, yeah.
I'm gonna say
Which
cache.
I also got like 4 of those now. They're actually so good. I ran out of blood runes in the middle of a raid. Or rather, my staff ran out of charges and I had to use stuff from my pouch. And then after the raid, I was going to go to the GE or like buy some from Dating. Shout out Dating, who I raided with yesterday. And I just opened the cache thing and it had like 1,200 blood runes in it. And I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They're really nice. But yeah, like I said, I was going with Dating last night and he got a purple.
Yeah.
We got a split.
Dating, I think, has had 2 purples, right? That was their second one?
I think this was his third.
His third.
His third or his fourth. He has like 130 kills or something.
Yeah,
He's been doing like expert mode.
I think he has like 200 total.
Yeah, probably counting all the different versions, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
which is kind of crazy because he's on 200 and he hasn't gotten that many rares.
That's why last night he kept saying like, "Oh, we're gonna get something. Like, I'm gonna get something soon." And I was like, "All right, let me keep raiding with you."
Yeah.
And I wanted to quit too a couple of times, and then he was like, "No, we're getting a purple tonight. No quitting till purple." And I was like, "Fine." And we ended up getting the chaps, and it was 163 mil split.
Yeah.
Because there's only 2 of us. It's so cool.
The Pantalones.
Yeah, everyone kept telling me like stuff to upgrade, but we knew that there was like just an update, and I was like, I'm not gonna upgrade anything tonight because some stuff's probably gonna crash in a few days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, definitely will. But...
Yeah. Also, I really want the scythe for chambers. But people were making fun of me because my bank value is now 1.5 bill, and they were like, and you still use the whip all the time? Because whenever I go on Slayer, I'm like, let me grab my handy dandy tentacle whip.
I don't think that's that big a
deal,
I don't
think
honestly.
It's that weird. And it looks pretty.
I've never, I mean, obviously the rapier is better, but I've never seen it as like that huge of an upgrade. I mean, maybe I'm
They were
wrong,
telling me to get the rapier, and I was like, I don't want to spend that much on it.
Especially now that it's 200 mil. It's like kind of...
Yeah. I want to have a big cash stack still.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's definitely worth it, but 200 mil is kind of a lot.
Yeah. I want to save up also because eventually I want to like buy the Masori and stuff. Like, I'd like to own it, but I'm gonna wait till those prices even out a bit more.
Yeah.
I can't even afford it right now if I wanted. But yeah, no, that was super, super cool because I thought this was the funniest thing. Somebody recommended that, maybe it was Dating, that we really like milk it looking for the purple. Like facing the ground, moving one tile at a time on a walk. And I was playing Eye of the Tiger. You didn't hear that part?
I definitely saw you playing the video.
I showed the video because I thought that video was so funny. Because everyone in the video, it's just like one guy walking and slowly a bunch of other guys start joining him. And then they're all just like walking in a line together. And I was like, this is me and Dating on the way to get a purple. Yeah. And then we actually got a purple. Yeah. And I'm like literally going to show you it later today, Robert, and tell you again how funny I think it is.
Oh, okay. I mean, she says this, I took a picture of her opening it. I saw her opening it.
I went to go text Robert about how I got a purple, and it was a picture of me looking excited over a purple. And I was like, oh. I also thought it was mine. I didn't realize. I mean, it makes sense. It's purple for other people, too.
Yeah, for everyone.
So I clicked the sarcophagus like 5 times before being like, is this yours? I was like, why isn't it opening? I like that it doesn't say what it is in the chat. Like in Chambers, it does immediately. And it has a really cool animation for it.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was
the
so
fried
exciting.
Egg.
It's a fried egg?
No, I mean, it looks like it.
Oh.
It's like just a big yellow ball with like white shining lights around
because
it.
It was like that, I thought it was like shrinking and turning into the ring or something.
No.
It's a really, really cool animation. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I've been liking ToA a lot. It's been pretty fun. It's not going to replace Chambers, but that doesn't mean it can't be like a great second to Chambers.
Yeah.
And I was able to do solos already on entry. I tried to do a normal solo, and I don't remember what happened, but I died. I had to wipe like right at the wardens, which is the final boss. So that was
Yeah.
kind of frustrating, but yeah. It's still been cool.
Unfortunate.
And then outside of ToA, I did level up a couple things. I got 89 Herblore,
Nice.
which like people were even telling me like not to worry about getting to 90 because I'm usually rating people who are 90. But at the same time, I have all these herbs, so I'm not.
And if you ever want to solo, then you can make your own.
Yeah, otherwise I have to bring a pie or go to Tecton or Mutadile, which are like kind of intimidating alone, Loki.
Yeah. I think Vanguards has the chance to drop it.
Oh,
as
they
well.
do. They do.
But yeah, the guaranteed ones, yeah.
Yeah. They're all the obviously harder to kill ones.
Which is funny because Mutadiles is probably one of the easier ones.
It's easier, but it could be very tanky. Depending on...
Yeah, depending.
Yeah.
But the thing is you can safe spot them.
That's true. Depends on the layout, right?
No, you can safe spot them all the time.
Oh. But yeah, I just happen to have like a lot of like herbs and stuff. So whenever I have herbs now, I've just been making pods. So I haven't spent any money on Herblore really. I've just been buying the secondary ingredients. That's it.
Yeah.
Which has been pretty cool. So I'm like low-key passively getting to 90, I guess. Like I'm not grinding it out, which makes it better because I get annoyed grinding out skills.
Yeah.
You've probably never noticed.
I've never noticed at all.
Another thing, so after you finish ToA, it has like the monkey and then the human and the crocodile, like gods are standing in the room. And I thought that was the coolest thing, that they're just staying in the corner of the room and you could talk to them and stuff. Turns out if you talk to them enough, they disappear, which was sad. They're gone now. And then you go and talk to Maisie or whatever the girl's name is at the beginning of the quest, and she'll give you an XP lamp for 50,000 in combat.
Yeah.
And then she disappears though, and I almost wish, I don't even know if the combat lamp was worth it for that. But because of that, and then because of Slayer, I got to 97 attack.
Nice.
So my combat level is now 124.
Finally.
I know. I wasn't going to do it. Like, I was like, I don't know if I really want this XP lamp. But I was like 100,000 away from being 97, and dating, who I was raiding with a couple days ago as well, was like, that attack's looking pretty juicy. And I was like, it is looking pretty juicy, isn't it? But, yeah, so I'm 98 defense, 97 attack, but still 90 prayer. So, need to work on my prayer.
Yeah.
Really,
well, prayer's
really
easy, it's just expensive.
Yeah, which makes it not easy in that regard, because I want to save up for all this gear.
I mean, yeah, you could easily buy it right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, but I'm saving up for like Scythe and stuff, which makes it harder. But no,
I mean,
really...
you could buy Scythe 3 times, but yeah.
Oh, but if I sold stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, no, I can't. But yeah, other than that, I randomly the other day decided to finish my medium combat achievements.
Okay.
It was very random because I didn't want to do ToA. And I was like doing Slayer, and I was like, yo, let's go to the Hill Giants. I need to do an Obor. The only thing I had left to do was one Obor one where he doesn't damage you at all. And I did it before, and it took me a long time to get the key. And he was able to hit me, and I was like, oh, this game sucks. I don't want to go back to Obor.
Oh, okay.
So I got 2 keys this time. I technically got 3. I was just talking in the chat, didn't see the first key land, and it despawned.
Nice.
Yeah. But
yeah, you do that a lot.
Yeah, it happens. I'm afraid that's going to happen with the Abyssal Head whenever I get it. The 1 out of 6,000 drop, I'll probably be like AFK, not paying attention.
Yeah, probably.
God.
You should probably just have the item that you want, like, highlighted.
I forgot that you can pre-highlight them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I should do that actually. But yeah, I was able to do that on the first try. And then I was working on the hard ones. And I finished the Crazy Archaeologist ones, the Chaos Fanatic, and the Scorpio ones.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually making quite a bit of progress, and I was in the wilderness a lot. Somebody tried to PK me, and it was funny. They didn't even freeze me or anything. They had like a rune crossbow, and I just outran them and teleported out.
There you go, dude.
I thought they were going to kill me, and I was typing, and I was like...
With a rune crossbow?
Well, I'm scared everyone's going to kill me. I was just wearing black D-hide. But, it was funny. After they, like, started following me, I was like, LOL, and then I kept running. And then the more we were running, I was just typing like, well, this is awkward. And I just kept going, and then I was able to tally out. And I felt a little bad for them because everyone in the chat was like making fun of them and stuff. And someone was like, you have TTV in your name. There's like a 99% chance they're in the chat right now. And I was like, listen, if you're in the chat right now, I wasn't saying this is awkward because of you. I was saying awkward because I thought I was going to die. Because like I said, I had a bad experience before with a PKer. And I was like, please don't dox me.
You know, it's like you had a bad experience with a PK and you still are like
After
essentially
I said
like
something,
trash talking them.
I know. It's so funny. My trash talking is very weak compared to some people too in the wilderness.
Yeah.
My trash talking whenever I got doxxed was just me saying, "All right, well I'm gonna eat all my food," and that was enough for them to dox me.
Yeah.
People are just sensitive, I guess. I don't know. Like I'm sensitive, but that's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's pretty much all I've been up to. I want to go and I really want to work on the diaries more or the combat achievements more, but I think people want to see raid content more. So maybe I could do some of that off stream.
Yeah, maybe. Or you can do the raid combat achievements. Well, not the ToA ones, obviously, because they don't exist.
The speed runs of chambers.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, whatever ones are for chambers.
I wanted to work on the hard first, because hard actually seems attainable. The only one that is going to be annoying is, like, killing all the scions at Abyssal Side before they turn into, like, the full-on demons.
Well, yeah, that's
just
a DPS check, so you just need the best gear for that.
No, I looked it up. There's, like, strategies.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's not just DPS at all. You have to, like, do, like, weird stuff. I don't know.
Oh, I think I'm thinking of the wrong thing.
Oh, you could be. Actually, another one that I thought was funny was it's to kill Zulrah 25 times. And I was like, I thought I've killed Zulrah 25 times. I killed Zulrah 24 whenever I stopped doing Zulrah. And I'm like, why didn't past me just kill it one more time?
Yeah, that's weird.
Because now I don't remember it.
Dang.
I'm just going to go and have to brute force it sometime.
It's brutal.
Yeah. Oh, other fun thing. Somebody let me hold the new staff, and I felt very cool.
Someone let me hold the new staff.
Shout out Abdullah for letting me hold the staff. It was very nice. I was at the GE next to them and just typed can I use your staff? And then they gave it to me, and I was just holding it, and I was like, thank you.
That was when it was still worth 3 bill.
Yeah, and then I traded it back. It's funny whenever you're trading though, because it's like it's worth 100 mil.
Yeah.
And somebody at the GE was like, "Oh, is that your alt? LOL?" And they were like, "No, she's a streamer."
Yeah, it is not worth nearly as much now.
Yeah. But every time, I can't help it. Every time someone, lends me something, I have to make the joke where I'm like, haha, scammed. And then I'm like, okay, here's your stuff back. I got you. It was a classic prank. But, okay, yeah, that's it. That's it for realsies.
Are you sure?
We'll see. That's all I wrote down.
All right.
But how have you been?
Well, I don't even know if I have that much, but I will make it much shorter because we have a lot to go over today.
I only had 2 things, and then yesterday a lot happened.
Mm-hmm, yeah. But either way, so I went to Zulrah, speaking of.
Oh, yeah, you weren't sharing it last week.
Yeah, so I ended up going to Zulrah. I actually had already planned on going to Zulrah before I realized that the drops would be much more expensive because ToA.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so
Serpum's really good at ToA.
Yeah, but no one brings it because it's too expensive. But the blowpipe is used at ToA, so
yeah.
The fangs are still really expensive, and so are the scales, which are the main thing you get.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had never done Zulrah, really. I did my KC and I did your KC, but that is it.
Which I didn't know we were allowed to share. Turns out account sharing is okay if it's not for money.
Well, yeah, you can't trade services.
Yeah, so we had him. I was lying for the longest time, being like, yeah, I really struggled, but I got it.
Yeah. So I had only done the 2 KC, and those were months and months apart.
And those were just trying to brute force your way through it, not really learning it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I learned as much as I needed to get 1 kill.
Yeah.
And now I actually can, at first it was pretty brutal. I died, I think a few times, but by the 3rd death, I was able to get the kill. And then
the learning curve is pretty brutal there.
Yeah, but then it becomes pretty easy after.
Mm-hmm.
I think by around 40 KC, maybe 35, I could get kills back to back, sequentially, and not die at all between them. Nice. Which is I think that's a pretty good progression point where I'm really happy they made it so that you don't lose money for your first 50 KC at Zulrah, because
they know that learning curve is hard.
Yeah, and so yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, you get free 50 KC. So no, you get unlimited deaths up to 50 KC.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I think by 50 KC, I haven't died since I got 50 KC.
Wow.
And now it's not huge, but I think I'm on 61 now or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's huge because I'm at 24.
Yeah, I did most of those in just a couple days, but yeah, it's pretty cool, and I'm doing it with really scuffed gear. It's I'm using full void elite or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't even have Mage Arena 2 done, so it's just a regular
Oh
Ceradome cape.
yeah. You should
And
watch my guide.
the boots I was using at first were the snakeskin boots because I
Love it.
didn't have any money.
You're just trying to taunt Zora while you're there. Look at
Yeah.
my snakeskin boots.
That's the first thing I upgraded. I upgraded to like Ceradome boots or
Oh,
something
I
like
thought you
that.
meant you upgraded the snakeskin. I was like, wow, what were you wearing before?
No. And then yeah, so I'm just using that with like the main thing that cost me almost all my bank, which is the reason I didn't save up more money is because I didn't realize how much it would be, is the blowpipe. So that cost me
Oh
like
yeah,
6 mil for all that.
it's really expensive right now.
Yeah, it cost me like 5 mil, 5.5 mil, and then like, the money for the rest of the stuff.
The scales and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but now I've gotten enough kills where I've had to recharge the blowpipe twice.
Ooh.
And also I'm using the Trident of the Sea, so I had to recharge that once as well.
Mm-hmm.
Either way though, it's pretty chill, boss.
Still making money?
Yeah, I've even gotten a couple KC where I've gotten like 2 in one trip.
That's so cool.
I haven't made a ton of money. I think I've only made like 6 mil or something like that, which is pretty decent. I think that's around 100K a kill or something like that.
That's
but
like twice your bank value right now.
definitely not. I think my bank value is like 39 mil or something like that.
Never mind. I thought you had less bank value than you do.
Yeah, definitely not. But yeah, either way, it's been going pretty well. That's pretty much all I did though. I honestly didn't have time to do anything else. So
Been busy with work.
yeah, so I've just been doing that. And yeah, I'll plan on doing a little bit more of that. I already know what I want to do next.
Secret?
But yeah, I'm not
Oh,
gonna.
okay.
I
don't even know what it is this time.
I haven't even started that. That'll be after this little bit of a Zora grind. I don't know how many KC I'll do, like 1 or 200.
Probably
I'm not
just
sure.
want a certain amount of money.
Yeah, we'll see how much I need to do the next thing that I need or that I want to do.
I'm
So
excited to see.
that's kind of how it's going. Like, kind of just doing what I want until I can do the next thing that I want.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, that's kind of just RuneScape, isn't it?
it's going pretty well.
Also, I thought it was so funny yesterday because Robert works nights and like sleeps until like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's what she thinks. I mean, I haven't done that in days or weeks, maybe.
Yeah, it was more like 4 or 5 now, huh?
Yeah.
Regardless, he wasn't up by 4 yesterday, and I was like, this is like kind of weird. And then we're going through a heat wave in San Diego, and I kept seeing warnings for it on how it could be like deadly and stuff. And by like 5 o'clock when he wasn't awake, I went to make sure he was still breathing because I was like, oh my god, what if? He was fine. I mean, obviously. No, I'm recording with Robert's ghost right now.
Yeah.
And he didn't wake up. I had to wake him up 10 minutes before he started streaming at 7:50. It was so weird.
Yeah. It was
I mean,
cool.
I'm happy you slept so much, but it was definitely really weird because, like, I went in a couple times to, like, go and grab stuff, and I'm like, he doesn't even hear me.
No, I don't sleep that much. So
Yeah.
that was
Your
a lot.
body was definitely catching up.
That was a lot for me. But either way, totally random tangent. But if we want to get back on track, we can talk about the Quest speedrunning blog.
Let's do it. I didn't read this.
Yeah, this came out on the 30th of August, so just a few days ago. And this is pretty cool. This is something that they've actually talked about, like we said previously, and this is exactly what it sounds like. They are introducing some quests as well as essentially a mini game that is going to be tied to you running these quests with a preset amount of items as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Using whatever like weird methods you can think of, but there's going to be a preset amount of quests and, like I said, a preset inventory and skill and stuff like that. As far as it is right now, that's only going to be like beginner-ish quests, like early game quests.
Cook's Assistant.
Yeah.
But they have, like, Dragon Slayer, which is harder on free to play.
Do they have Dragon Slayer?
I thought they had Dragon Slayer. Scroll up. It says on the list. Oh, that's
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer. That's
Yeah.
different.
I was like, oh, they do have Dragon Slayer one.
They do? Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Okay, cool.
Weird. I thought it was only
This
much
could just
shorter
be
quests.
an example in the interface. That might not even be
Oh, yeah,
actually on it.
This is all in beta. It's not even out yet to try. But for instance, they have a few key differences between speedrunning worlds and normal worlds. So this is going to be a lot like how leagues worked, where you're going to have, you can use your account. It has to be a member's account, I'm pretty certain. And it will, once you go to the speedrunning world, it will transfer all your separate files. So it'll be a separate files on a members only world. So it won't affect your main account or anything like that. So you can do this all one account.
Do you want to say that's kind of annoying that a lot of the quests are free to play and you still have to have a member's account to try speedrunning them?
Yes. I think almost all of them are free to play.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe all of them.
I mean, you guys already know how I feel that there should be more free to play stuff.
Yeah. But the few key differences between speedrunning worlds and normal worlds is there's going to be no tutorial island. Obviously, if you're speedrunning, you probably know what you're doing.
Every time you want to speedrun, you have to do tutorial island over again. Speedrun
yeah.
tutorial island.
No trading, so all players are considered iron accounts. No PvP. No access to shared areas such as Castle Wars, PvP Arena, Fight Pits, LMS, Rat Pits, Soul Wars, or Trouble Brewing.
Rat Pits.
Teleport cooldowns, such as the home teleport, are paused on the logout, so you can't do some weird trickery and wait for your home teleport.
Sucks.
And you have to wait 30 minutes to regain their teleport. And so exactly what I said. So it's to negate that.
So it'll affect your time more.
Shops have a static stock, and items are never sold out. So if you are planning on buying a knife from the general store, they'll always have a knife.
Good.
Items can still be sold to shops, but will be immediately deleted, so you can't cheese that and sell stuff to your friend. Items picked up from the floor are player specific, so multiple speedrunners can obtain the same item without having to worry about the respawn and stuff like that. Dropped items behave as normal, but they'll be deleted once the speedrun ends.
Oh.
Death works as normal as well.
Okay.
In addition, to discourage chicanery, I don't even know what that word is.
Orangutan.
I've never heard this word before.
Chicanery. I have no idea what this means. I'm assuming trickery.
Yeah, just shenanigans. The following rules apply to players on speedrunning worlds who are not on a speedrun. So if you're just there to check people out, you cannot get XP. Deaths are safe, and any items dropped on death are immediately deleted. So no helping out your friends again.
Oh.
And if you die while not on a speedrun, you will respawn in Lumbridge with the items you had.
Okay.
Yeah, so while you're not speedrunning, you can roam around and watch the speedrunners, but they're probably not going to have time to chat.
I'm going to talk to them.
So they do have a little bit of a mock-up and showing of what they are planning for the interface to look like. And so there is going to be the quests that are available on the left, which is a very short list again. Looks like 6 or 7 quests with the current speedrun that you're working on, the personal best speedrun, as well as the global best speedrun. And on top of that, there is a ranking system at the bottom showing whether you're bronze, silver, gold, or what I'm assuming is platinum rank for the speedrun itself.
Could be rune.
Could be, actually, more than likely is rune. But yeah, so if you get a faster time, you'll get a better trophy. And this actually is pretty cool because it ends up actually being that item that you get.
A real trophy?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, do you, actually get something? I thought it was just, a picture of a trophy on there.
No, yeah. So it's actually one of the items that you get, which is pretty cool.
To show off in your house?
Yeah.
Nice.
And so there is a reward system, and they go through on, what the premise is going to be at launch. So for now, let's take a look at the 5 quests that you'll be able to speedrun at launch. For instance, it's going to be Cook's Assistant, Ernest the Chicken, Demon Slayer, Vampire Slayer, and Dragon Slayer 1, which I believe are all free-to-play quests. So you can try them out now if you want.
If you're free-to-play, though, you cannot, which makes no sense.
Well, you can try them out now, but, I mean, once this comes out, you won't.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, you'll be getting, for Cook's Assistant, 100 coins, an energy potion for Ernest. Demon Slayer will give you some coins, energy potions, and tuna. Vampire Slayer will give you coins, energy potions, and tuna again. And then Dragon Slayer will give you stamina potions, coins, as well as a bunch of lobsters. So it's pretty cool. It seems like they're giving you stuff to help set you up for the next speedrun. So if you want to do them back to back to back or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how it works.
If you keep your stuff or if they delete
your stuff, or I don't know if maybe you want to, if there's a way to speedrun all of them.
That'd be cool.
Sure. I don't think so, though, because they do have times for each and every one of them. Yeah, I think maybe you can, because also some unlocks you get for Demon Slayer, for example, gives you 20 agility, as well as base 20 combat stats. So I'm guessing it's expected that you do the ones like Demon Slayer before Dragon Slayer, because Dragon Slayer, of course, has prerequisites.
I kind of thought they'd just, give you a level every time. Yeah. I don't know what I thought, to be honest. Never mind.
Yeah, not sure, but either way, it seems pretty interesting um the way that it unlocks and the items you get.
Yeah.
It'll be cool to see how fast people can do it and whether like the platinum times will be like barely achievable by like crazy
Oh
crazy
God.
committed players or what. Either way though, this is gonna increase. So in the next 5 months, they'll be making the following quests available to speedrun. So after 1 month, they're going to be adding Prince Ali as well as Beneath Cursed Sands.
Weirdly hard one.
Uh, Beneath Cursed Sands.
That's the new one.
Oh, that is the new one. Yeah, but I mean, there is
A
technically
master.
the requirements are pretty low.
Hmm.
Month 2 is going to be A Taste of Hope and Sins of the Father.
Oh wow. Okay.
Actually, very hard
Yeah.
quest. Month 3 after the launch is going to be Below Ice Mountain and Temple of the Eye, 2 very easy quests. Month 4 is going to be X Marks the Spots, A Kingdom Divided.
I wonder what the shortest for Kingdom Divide is going to be, because that's so much running.
This next one, month 5, will include Black Knight's Fortress as well as Dragon Slayer 2.
Speaking of long quests.
So again, I'm not entirely certain. Maybe they mentioned, I just skipped over it, but
There's a lot on here.
yeah, there's a lot that I am
It'd
skipping
be easy
over.
to miss it.
But either way, yeah, the requirements for DS2 are some of the highest in the game, so it would be impressive if you had to. It'd actually be kind of like counterintuitive in a way that you had to get all the requirements for DS2
No,
to
I think
speedrun
that
it.
I feel like how it's gonna be is every time you start a quest, they'll be like, "All right, these are your new stats."
Yeah, I'm not sure. A lot of
I
people
feel
were
like it'll
saying
change.
that they thought you should just get max
That's what I thought it was gonna be, to be
make,
honest.
whenever you make the account, because then everything will be on the same playing field.
Mm-hmm.
But they did say that they have all the gear and everything set up so that that won't matter or something like that.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly how the stats
I think
are gonna
everyone
be.
will have the same stats though.
Yeah.
I don't think that adds up. I think that probably gets rid of your stats technically once you're all done with the quest.
Yeah, maybe.
After reading that there's gonna be Dragon Slayer 2, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Either way, if you want to try this out, you definitely can. It's gonna be up on the beta worlds September 14th of this year. So it's gonna last for 2 weeks. You can try it out as long as you have a members account, and you'll be able to try it out, give them any feedback, and see if they make any adjustments in those 2 weeks or if they need to.
I'm excited.
But they do have some pretty cool rewards. So
I love how these look.
Even if this isn't up your alley, you might want to try it out because some of these rewards are pretty cool. They are all Fashionscape from what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like the home teleport. You'll see in a second.
I'm just looking at the trophies. The trophies are cool. And it's also not rune. It is platinum.
It is platinum. Yeah. The trophies, everything will be tradable except for the trophies. So the trophies are going to be your flex. This is exactly like how Leagues is, where you carry it around in the same exact fashion to show off to people. You can earn 4 different trophies per quest, ranging from bronze to platinum. Earning a trophy for the first time will get you reward points. The better the trophy, the more points you get. So you'll get 10 for bronze, 30 for silver, 80 for gold, and 200 for platinum.
Jeez.
And you are going to need these in order to get your rewards. So the total reward points available for each quest is 320. So you can actually get one of each. So if you get platinum right away, I'm assuming they'll just give you 320 for the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you get the amount of points for each and every rank. Yeah. So if you just end at silver, you'll have 40 points instead of the 30 and the 10
cool.
separately.
Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then these of course are all going to get polled. So they're poll questions on whether you should add these untradeable trophies. The next one is going to be a outfit. So this is
super cute.
Yeah, strictly cosmetic outfit, and this is going to be Quest Cape themed.
That's nice. We need some Quest Cape Fashionscape.
Yeah. So it's going to have tier 1, 2, and 3, just like most of the other outfits in Leagues, for example. Tier 1, you kind of just look like a random adventurer wearing white clothes.
Reminds me of like a rogue in D&D.
Yeah. And then once you get to tier 3, you match the Quest Cape really closely with a blue trimmed hood and stuff like that. So the blue trim is exactly like how it is on the Quest Cape, a light blue.
It's very cute. I like that.
If you want to get the tier 3, it's going to cost you 1,800 reward points. So you are going to have to finish and spend the points from 6 quests.
Jeez.
Yeah. Pretty tough.
That's if you're getting platinum too.
If you're getting platinum.
I'm probably going to get like silver. I'm going to do like 25 quests for these.
Yeah, you may want to hold off spending points on that because the next reward is my favorite. And this is the Speedy Teleport Scroll.
Wait.
So it is
this
really
is so
cool.
cute.
Also, all of these items, I don't know about, yeah, all of these items are tradable. So you can actually just, these might be worth big bucks because
They're pretty
obviously
cute.
the speedrunning community is pretty niche.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, the speed teleport scroll is pretty cool. Like essentially it looks like you're doing a 40-yard dash, and in the middle of it, you teleport back to your home, and then you finish the 40-yard dash as if you're running, like you just finished a sprint.
Your
on your
character
way
even
back
looks
to
like it's
wherever you
out of
teleport.
breath.
Yeah.
So you'll just see a bunch of characters jogging in place and disappear.
Yeah. So you do
I
like
like
a
that
full
so
sprint,
much.
and then you end your full sprint once you're done teleporting.
How cute.
The next is going to be a giant stopwatch that you carry in the same animation as if you're carrying like the treasure chest. Same thing, just a giant stopwatch.
Nice.
Yeah, either way, seems really cool. All these are tradable. Like I said, the stopwatch is going to be 1,200. The teleport's going to be 600, so pretty cheap. And then the tier 3 adventures outfit's going to be 1,800, with the tier 2 being 600, tier 1 200.
That teleport is adorable.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's pretty cool. So, overall, I think it looks pretty cool. Like we said, it does come out in 2 weeks. They're going to have...
The beta does.
Yeah, the beta is going to come out in 2 weeks, and it will last for 2 weeks. So if this is something you're interested in, or if you just want to try it out at all, then you can.
Yeah.
Either way, the rewards look really cool.
I really like the rewards. I hope that they get approved.
Yeah. Before we jump into the update, I quickly wanted to go over the Gilnor Gazzette. Honestly, not a lot going on here.
You should go over a little bit of it.
Yeah. Really, they just talk about how Tombs came out and the world first winners. Honestly, it just seemed like the Clan Oblivion really like went crazy because they had 2 people in the world first normal, which was a 7-man group, and they were also the an Oblivion member was the first person to solo and the first person to do an expert mode raid.
Nice.
Everyone there, all 8 players, are going to get 12 months of membership, so congrats to them. They did mention the activity advisor, which is the new thing that kind of shows you stuff that you can do or that you might be interested in doing.
Just to help you out when you're like, there's nothing to do in this game.
Yeah.
Or possibly there's too much to do in this game.
Precisely. So it'll help you give you some direction, especially helpful for newer players or even maybe some experience that just don't really explore the game too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's still in its testing phase, but it's nearly over now, so hopefully they'll have that out soon.
Okay.
The Wilderness boss rework, of course, this was kind of one of the bigger mentions in the past couple weeks.
Yes.
So they have the 3 bosses are going to get redesigned to be giant events, essentially.
The 3 big boys, Callistovan and Addison Bedion.
Yeah, they're going to get their own specialized arenas in multi-combat, and they're going to get reworked and have their own arenas in single-way combat, but with lesser rewards.
Basically, go do them now at the safe spots. You can.
They look really cool, and they have a little image of what like some of the minions are going to look like.
Nice.
They look pretty nice.
I like them.
They mentioned speedrunning that we already went over, as well as the updated mobile UI, which I was not a fan of, but we'll see. They do have some information on 2022 and beyond. Really just saying that they don't have a lot that they want to reveal yet because they haven't committed to a lot of projects.
Yeah.
But they are having a game jam coming up in November.
Hey,
so
game jam.
Another game jam. They're going to have some more ideas to share with everyone once that does happen.
You know, we're going to be in Europe in November. Maybe we could stop by Jagex headquarters, give some ideas.
Yeah, or maybe not.
Now, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, probably not. Also, for anyone that did, get caught up in the hype and missed the puzzles that they set out for Tomb of a Mascot before it came out.
Oh, their weird cryptic tweets.
Yeah, they have all the puzzles and I think also all the answers for them.
Oh, good.
So you can see what you missed if you're interested in those brain teasers that you didn't get.
Yeah, they were really weird.
Yeah. So like I said, not too much to go over. That's going to be about it for the Gilnor Gazette. If you missed anything, check it out. Didn't want to spend too much time on that as the update does have a lot to go over.
Okay.
So speaking of the update, moving on, we have the Tombs of a Mascot balance changes. Like I said, this was essentially like kicking a hornet's nest over on Reddit because people
and
were
in my heart,
not happy about these balance changes. I think in general, a lot of people liked Tomb because it was the most available raid.
Not our words, theirs.
The most openly available raid, accessible raid to players of all skill level and all gear level, and this made that a little less so in general. So
I think that the entry mode was like perfect for people just starting.
well, yeah, but we'll see.
Whatever.
Also, just like a really easy example of this is Michelle did a raid, got the purple, and it took her about 27 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The very next raid after the update.
To be fair, we added more invocations. There was 3 of us this time.
Okay. Either way, the very next raid, it took her, I think, 7 minutes longer.
I think we're like 10.
Or 10.
Yeah.
Either
it
way,
was significantly harder.
It was much, much longer.
Yeah. And I'm not sure. I don't think much of that was the invocations. I kept asking too. And I was like, is this because of invocations? And they'd be like, no, this is an update. Or this is invocations. And letting me know.
Yeah.
Some of it was the updates though.
So yeah, just to, I guess, put in perspective, it did increase seemingly most people's experience in the raid by at least 20%. Or I'd say at least 10%. More standardly 20 to 25%, which is a lot. That's a lot of time. That goes from 30 to 37 minutes, something like that.
Okay.
Which is pretty standard, at least from what I've seen. So, for instance, there's been increases in health for Zabak. So they said that they've been poring over the ancient scrolls, aka Reddit, to uncover your feedback. Really bad source.
It's where you don't want your feedback. Come on.
And they've addressed a whole bunch of it, so keep on reading for the details. And it's actually pretty cool. Tombs of Amasket has had over 1 million completions so far.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, so that's a lot.
That's really cool.
That's not just tries, that's completions. So, like I said, right off the bat, Zabak has 10% more health. And also they made their jugs work a little bit different. So there's more jugs because they were kind of hard to. Sometimes they would spawn in really weird places.
Yeah,
somehow.
And there's only a few of them, and you're like, well, great, can't do anything.
Exactly. So also they made it so that they can roll a little bit further. Overall, they feel like Zabak's in a pretty good spot, but they felt like you weren't really seeing the entire fight because it was dying too fast. So they gave it more health.
Honestly, agree, but I liked that about Zabak.
Yeah. Honestly, this is probably one of the changes that people cared least about.
Yeah.
The next boss, Akka, which is going to be the Centurion boss. The orbs that spawn during the Enrage phase, which is the final phase, now deal full damage to only one player, so you're not going to get mass murdered if you are in a large group. That being said, they do deal more damage.
Oh, why?
They do deal slightly more damage, capped at 25. And they also reduced the number of the orbs because people felt like they couldn't dodge them. So there's less orbs, but they deal more damage.
I don't know how to dodge them.
Yeah, but hopefully there is a lot less of them. I have seen the fight since, and there's a lot less of them.
I didn't notice the difference, but I also wasn't looking for one.
Yeah. Also, Akka will change combat styles if he hasn't swapped for over 60 seconds. One thing that I thought was kind of lame, so they wanted to tune his Enrage phase a little bit, which they did. One thing that I did think was lame is recently there was a tick perfect kiting method known as the butterfly method.
This is the sweatiest thing I've ever seen in my life. It
was a very high level method that you could use to not get hit at all if you were perfect.
We watched a video of it on the stream a couple days ago, and it literally, my chest felt like tight from stress watching it because it's so much.
Yeah, it's, I don't know if it's the sweatiest thing I've ever seen, but it's definitely up there.
Yeah.
It requires high levels of skill and like game knowledge, but either way, you can make it so you took nearly no damage in the fight. They are allowing this for the most part, except for their last sentence that said that they don't want you to negate the entire fight. So after a short while, Akka will switch things up a bit, which means this is only viable to an extent now.
I feel really bad for the people who took the time to learn the butterfly
which is
effect
kind
or
of
whatever.
Lame. I mean, I feel like
don't they want us to come up with cool ideas?
You should reward players that are like
creative and sweaty.
Yeah, they're just like trying as hard as they possibly can. They found it like a unique way that requires high skill, and they're just like kind of like, no, just kind of lame.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't want to try it ever. It looked way too much.
It wouldn't affect
like,
me,
cool
but
for them.
It's still lame. The next is Baba. So Baba's bananas, spawned via the Jungle Jape's invocation, now occurs on Monkey Death rather than randomly, and deals significantly less damage. They also made it so the sarcophagus no longer deals damage in a 3x3 area.
Okay.
So either way, just made it so that certain things were less punishing. They had some feedback regarding those two things, so they just toned it down. And finally, the Wardens. So this is the final boss in the entire raid. This is definitely probably the most contentious part of the whole thing. And it's going to be that the core exposure has been reduced by 7 cycles.
A lot.
Which is, almost 2 entire melee attacks.
We noticed, I think that, like, my second raid, I also went with Iron Man Brian, who's also a streamer, shout out. And I think that Brian was like, is this like a lot shorter than normal?
Yeah, it is significantly shorter. That's about half the time if I had to guess.
Sometimes I struggle to like put on my gear quickly, so I'm like, this is gonna suck.
Yeah, so for instance, you could pretty reasonably 2-phase the core. That means you had to kill the boss, kill the core, kill the boss, kill the core.
Mm-hmm.
Now it takes anywhere between 4 and usually 5 phases.
That sucks.
So
you're eating a lot of your food before the final
so
phase.
you're wasting a lot of resources on that part of the fight. For instance, he can hit I think 50s during that phase. So you can eat a lot during that phase.
Yeah, sure, eat a lot during that phase.
Which doesn't really make the fight that much harder. Most of this damage is pretty much unavoidable.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're just taking damage for no reason. There's no real skill involved in it, which is why a lot of people don't like it. And it just makes the fight much longer. They also increased the Warden's hit points during Phase 2 for high-scale groups. They reduced the amount of damage dealt to the Warden when successfully clearing the Phase 3 skull mechanic. So again, this is going to make Phase 3 last longer, which is the most difficult phase for most people.
Mm-hmm. Also really fun, though.
Yes. They also slightly increased the base hit points of the Warden during Phase 3, again, making the phase take longer. And reduce the base allowed duration for solving the skull mechanic. So slightly more punishing, which I think is okay.
Okay.
And they reduced the magic attack bonus of the Warden during Phase 3. So he's doing slightly less damage potentially.
Okay, interesting.
Either way, though, I think the main thing a lot of people had problems with the changes overall is that it made the raid longer, more tedious, and just overall less accessible for players.
The longer part's a bummer for sure, because I was just starting to get faster too.
Yeah. So overall, as the final boss of the raid, the Warden should be challenging and resource intensive, but during Phase 2, arguably the toughest part, players spend more time attacking the core than fighting the boss. Weird methodology for doing what they did.
I mean, the core is also part of the boss. I don't see why that's a big deal.
Yeah. These changes should ensure that the battle feels a bit more back and forth for big groups and for players with high-end gear, without significantly affecting smaller groups with less flashy gear. That doesn't make any sense.
It's gonna affect them more.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all.
They can't hit. They're gonna have to do the core like 12 times.
Yeah. Either way, Phase 3's skull mechanic deals enough damage that surviving warding is almost instantly pushed to the next skull mechanic. Players spend more time interacting, so they give him more fight or more health.
Okay.
Similarly, most groups have never seen the fail condition for the skull mechanic, so we've tightened up the timing to make sure more of you get to the full Warden experience.
I didn't know that the skull mechanic did anything. I thought you could take your time. You have to go and basically melee a bunch of little skulls that pop up.
Yeah, but you can kill them, and they are not... Whenever you attack the skulls, they are not on your tick cycle for your weapon.
You can spam click it.
So you can actually hit them one after the other within the same tick, technically.
Sometimes you have to hit them more than once, and you could just spam click and it's just back.
Yeah. Either way, though, so that was pretty controversial. I think the number one, well, I know for sure the number one most controversial thing that was changed was the mid-raid loot.
Yikes.
I know this was the most controversial because they've already reverted these changes.
Thank God. I didn't know that they reverted them. Robert told me this morning because I was complaining about it.
Yeah. So, for instance, I'm also not skipping over the...
We still have to go the monkey path, but...
Yeah, there's a couple... Actually, I'm not going to cover it. They did make it so the path for the monkeys is a little bit easier, and the path for the mining minigame is a little bit easier as well.
Would like to say the path of the monkey reduced the number of monkeys that spawn each wave, which is huge.
Yeah.
Just want to say that.
But moving on to the most important thing, they made it so ambrosia as well as liquid adrenaline are now only 1 dose potions, which is a massive nerf.
Messed up.
Do you want to explain what ambrosia and liquid adrenaline does?
Ambrosia is my life's juice.
Okay.
It's my favorite thing in the game. It was the 2-dose potion that you could take, and it would heal your health and prayer up to 125. Maybe scaling per person, but for me,
yeah,
125.
And did it affect? It didn't affect your combat, right?
My combat? No, it just affected me not dying.
No, I mean it didn't like stop you from combating.
Oh,
like food.
No, you have to stop for a second. Sometimes I have to spam click it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
that could just be my internet too.
Also, the liquid ambrosia, they made it so. Oh, also, I mean, go ahead.
Oh, the liquid adrenaline.
The adrenaline.
Yeah, that one you take and it gives you more special attack damage. So using the dragon dagger, you have like 4 special attacks. You'd get 8.
Yeah, so it doubles your special attacks.
Yeah,
or it halves the cost of it essentially. Mm-hmm. And so obviously both are incredibly good. One is a Ceridome brew and a Super Restore combined, and the other is an item that is arguably the best consumable in the game. Not
my
arguably,
favorite
it just is. And they reduced it from, it usually is 2, right?
2 doses.
2 down to 1.
Me.
And if that wasn't enough, they made it so that the liquid adrenaline now rarely shows up in the Chaos pack. So it'll pretty much only show up in the damage pack.
Yeah. There's life, chaos, and power.
Yeah.
And I would always like to get power. I would actually always get power because it would have like 2 ambrosias, 1 liquid adrenaline, all 2 dose.
Everyone would.
Yeah.
Or most people would at least. And now they made it so ambrosia only spawns in the life pack.
The one I never really get.
Yeah, most people don't. So also they adjusted the quantity of items provided in the chaos pack, and they increased the amount of energy run energy that smelling salts restore.
Okay.
And they made it so the mid-raid loot interface can be done while running.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they felt that ambrosia and liquid adrenaline are both items that we wanted people to opt into if they felt needed at the high price of losing out on other useful items.
Neat.
When they were both available alongside smelling salt in the chaos pack, players could get everything they wanted without any real decision making.
And I loved that.
And yeah, like I said, this was such a bad decision on their part that they've already reverted this, and now ambrosia and liquid adrenaline come with 2 single-dose potions whenever they do.
Oh, so
appear.
There's 2 though.
Yeah.
It sucked because last night, like usually I have like 2 2-dose ambrosia. Like I'll purposely choose ambrosia twice. Last night I just had 1 1-dose because otherwise I couldn't get liquid adrenaline.
Yeah,
and
so
I was
now
like, oh my
it's
god.
2 1-doses. They wanted to revert it back to 2 or to 1 2-dose, but they can't do that in a hotfix. They have to wait for an update.
Oh, so they might actually change that back.
Yeah. So either way, that's been changed because that was a really big deal for literally every player.
Very controversial.
Yeah, so not to say that they won't nerf it, but for now they've reverted it.
Yeah. They could have just made that invocation to make it like worth less or something.
Yeah, so that was definitely the most, like I said, the most controversial part, among other things. That's not it though. They also continued their rampage of this raid. So they made it a couple nice things, a couple quality of life things, is they made it so that you can boost your prayer and smithing to make the Elidness ward. Because before you couldn't, which was weird. You had to be
90 prayer, 90 smithing.
Yeah, which was weird. Players can now boost to hit and it's untradeable after you upgrade it, I'm pretty sure. So that made it even weirder.
And no one could make it for you.
That's what untradeable means.
Oh, no, never mind. I meant no NPC.
Yeah.
I don't know, I never considered that tradable.
Players can now boost to hit the crafting level requirement for the Divine Rune Pouch as well.
Again, I didn't even know you couldn't.
Again, that was weird. They reduced the number of AoE mechanics that stack with each other. For example, Kefri's bombs, you can upgrade it so that they're a 3x3. Now, if there's 2 players stood on top of each other, you won't take double damage. You'll just take 1 from each respective. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So less AoE mechanics stack, not all of them, but less of them do.
Okay.
And the players that are using the on a diet invocation, which means no food, cannot get silk dressings or honey locusts provided at all.
That's good because it kind of taunts you.
Yeah. And also, Monster Examine has been re-enabled, so now we know all of the defenses and what everyone's vulnerable to.
I'm really excited to go look at the wiki and check out all the bosses.
Quickly go over. Zabak is going to be weak to ranged.
Yep.
Akka is surprisingly weak to magic. I don't think anyone knew that.
No, I did not. I preferred range.
Yeah. Baba is going to be weak to stab.
Okay.
Kefri is weak to stab as well.
Cool.
And Tumakin is going to be weak to pretty much everything, but mainly ranged and mage.
He's weak.
Also equally weak to smash. So if you enjoy a melee, that's there as well. Yeah, so pretty cool. I don't know. One thing I couldn't find out is what, if at all, the obelisk in the first phase of the Wardens is weak to.
I would love to find out.
It's not listed, so I don't know if it's
it might be on a random wiki.
Yeah, I don't know if it's not available or what, but either way.
Or if it doesn't count as a monster.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Because, yeah, there's been some people have been telling me very different things for that.
Mm-hmm. And so they said they made these changes that we were just talking about because they found that most people thought solo was easier, just like I also thought the first week.
No.
Because the AoE attacks seem to be too punishing. And so that's why they reduced that.
Oh, so solo's not going to get harder. It's just that more people
It's just
easier.
Hopefully groups will be slightly easier.
Got it.
Now, the next thing that a lot of people really enjoyed that they put into the game is...
not me.
They made it so there is less chance to get tradable uniques.
No.
And they increased the effect that raid levels have on tradable unique drop rates.
That one's fine.
So that's cool. I think that should have worked that way more so from the beginning. But also, I think this is pretty lame.
Yeah, I think that the fact that they reduced the drop rate for tradable sucks.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying, wow, the drop rate must be so easy because everyone's getting drops. Thing is, I don't think everyone was getting drops. I think that everyone was just seeing on Twitter that people were getting drops and they're blowing up on Twitter.
Yeah. If you think about it, I was thinking about it on the way here this morning. Of all the raids you've done, with all the people you've done it with, you've only seen one drop, and that was yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, technically,
and I'm like...
You have, like, I think, like...
Probably 20-something.
Yeah, you have, like, low 20s regular completed.
Mm-hmm.
And you've done most of these in groups of at least 4.
I think I've done, like, 2 solos. So it's kind of weird that I haven't seen a purple before
technically, you've done around anywhere between 50 and 80.
Yeah.
Well,
if we're counting how many opportunities to see a purple.
50 and 80 opportunities to see a purple, which is kind of a lot, considering the average drop rate in Chambers is 1 out of 40.
Yeah, every time at Chambers, like around every 40 raids, someone gets something.
Yeah, it's 1 out of 43 technically. But
I thought that was weird too.
Yeah,
I mean, they did say slightly reduced, but still.
It's already a fairly low drop chance. I mean, and that's not unique. I mean, there are people that have, of course, gotten really lucky. But there's also plenty of people that have gotten like the thread like 5 times and that's all they have. And they've done like 200 plus raids, which is obscene.
It's like how I was feeling when it first came out. I was like, oh my God, everyone's getting the thread. Everyone's getting like purples worth a bill. And it turns out that wasn't true. It's just some streamers who their tweets would really pop off for getting them.
Well, yeah. Well, I think the fact that they had
and like, everyone's doing it.
This weirdly,
like there's going to be drops.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that they did this weirdly, like, essentially knee-jerk reaction and changing the drop rates at all during the first week is weird. Like, I don't know.
They should have waited longer if they were really going to.
This would only make sense if they have, like, an internal tool telling them that the average drop rate right now is, like, 1 out of 30. Then this would make sense. But they didn't say that. They just said that they have been monitoring the drop rates and they want it to scale with raids more.
It's really weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm interested to see what the actual drop rates are whenever they're revealed.
Yeah, so
last night at least they weren't.
Obviously, current we don't know, except for what we think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's until we have more information, this seems like a really, I mean, for just a stupid change. I don't know what else to say. It just seems, yeah, really unfortunate because there are plenty of people that have 1 to several hundred KC and no drops.
It's just like
no tradable drops rather.
Just like every other raid, it's RNG. It's random.
Yeah. So
some people get lucky, some people don't.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, honestly,
if you haven't been lucky yet, now it's gonna be a little bit harder for you to get lucky.
I would have thought more of these changes if they didn't say they got a lot of their feedback from Reddit.
That's true. Because it's just people who are like, I saw Bodhi get 5 drops. You need to nerf this.
Yeah, you're not like even the person on Reddit isn't going to like 2007 Escape /new and checking out every post. They're going and looking at the top posts.
Yeah.
Which are always going to be either crazy good or crazy bad.
I know last week, whenever it first came out, we were like talking on stream, and some people were saying how they think that like big streamers get like basically like better drop rates.
No,
which I was like asking like about it. I was at the time I was like, I mean, I don't know because I was tired. Now I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, no, it's definitely just RNG. I don't think so.
That's definitely not the case.
And I was mostly just making jokes about like, dang, when am I gonna be that big of a streamer?
I think it almost seems that way because these people are
they have a platform.
No, they're playing 5 times as long as you.
Yeah, and everyone knows when they get it because they have a big platform.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at dating, they've gotten plenty of drops, but I mean, it's not like crazy. I think they're like a pretty standard drop rate. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't think you get any more as a streamer. That sounds kind of ridiculous.
But then also like I think you pointed out to me that there's like popular streamers who are known to go really dry on stuff.
Yeah, there's like Sync, for example. Mm-hmm. Sync is like a really well-known raider and did several hundreds or thousands of Chambers of Xeric and couldn't get the pet. Like I think he has at this point gotten it, but he has, for instance, at like I think every drop from Chambers, including like 4 T-bows. Like he's been there forever.
It's in the name. Random.
Yeah.
Number generator. RNG.
It is RNG.
Truly random.
I mean, that could be a tactic that some games use, obviously to make people like want to do certain content more, but I just don't see RuneScape doing that.
I mean, we could be totally wrong. Maybe someday the stream will really take off and they'll be like, hey, we're boosting your drop rate.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people theorize that that's like what League of Legends does. Is like,
ooh, really?
They release new characters that are like better than the average so that they get more people to buy them. But it's like they release plenty of champions that just straight suck on release too. So it's like, I don't know if that's true.
People like to have little conspiracy theories like that.
Yeah. And
I think it makes people feel better about the fact that they haven't gotten drops yet.
Yeah.
That's probably why I was more willing to believe it for a second, because I was like, yeah, maybe that's why we didn't get the staff on first kill.
Yeah. All I know is at the end of the day, it doesn't matter either way.
Yeah.
But anyway, that is going to be about it for most of the changes. There is still a ton of stuff that they changed and fixed. They didn't mention it per name, or at least I couldn't find it. But they did fix what we were talking about last week. I don't know if we talked about this last week, but the Fang, the new one-handed weapon from the raid.
Yeah.
Did have a bug where it was hitting on the low end way more often than it should have been.
Oh.
For instance, it was hitting...
It's the one supposed to hit consistently, but never your max.
Exactly. So it was hitting on the low end way more often. A lot of people accounted for this. I think a streamer or a YouTuber actually found this out and did like a bunch of testing on Dark Beast for this. And they found that like a large % of the time they were hitting low for some reason. Either way, this has been fixed. Mod Goblin confirmed that this has been fixed and that they were looking into it previously. So it's really cool. I think Mod Goblin's been really good about being in the community.
Oh, that's good.
But that has been fixed. I don't know if it's here. Like I said, that's why I wanted
it's probably going to be worth more money now.
Mention it per name. Yeah, I think so.
Sucks because I want to buy it.
I think it's already really good. I think it is, in my opinion, better than the Rapier. But a lot of people aren't using it just because...
It feels like the Bofa of melee weapons. Like, it doesn't necessarily hit the hardest, but it's very consistent.
Yeah, it has a double accuracy roll, so it will hit way more often than...
I want it.
Or it should hit way more often.
In theory.
Yeah. Among a bunch of the changes that they already fixed last week, there were even more changes. Oh, it's at the top. They added it at the top of the more changes for this week. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, Osmumten's Fang should now distribute damage correctly. Magic damage will no longer be capped at 120 and instead be capped at 125. One thing they also changed that I thought was pretty lame was they made it so that the extra damage bonus you get from the new staff only works on the charged damage of the new staff.
So if it's uncharged, it doesn't work, or what do
No,
you
so
mean?
if you use like a firebolt, it won't count on that.
Oh,
Yeah, so it only, because it's a charged staff, so it only will be active, the passive, on the charges of the charged staff.
not any spells you happen to be
Yeah, so
casting while holding it.
if you use Flame Blast or any of the higher level spells, it will not do extra damage, which
Lame.
is pretty sad.
I mean, it's worth like a bill. Just let people have it.
Yeah, it's still worth quite a bit of money.
And it's so cool, and I gotta hold one.
Yeah, I think even now it's still worth over 1.5 bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so kind of lame that they changed that. There's also a ton of other changes. I'm not going to go over them. There's like at least 10 of them, probably closer to
Over
15.
10, yeah.
If you're counting last week's, there's over 20. So there is a ton of changes, and I'd recommend checking them out if you have been doing ToA. Either way, I thought it was really funny at the very end of all these changes. They do say that they're keeping a close eye on the balancing for difficulty and rewards, but rest assured, we won't be making any knee-jerk reactions. You can look
Like the one that
forward
they just
to any
did.
balancing changes in later weeks.
Like they did with the ambrosia that they've already had to change back.
Yeah. They've also done some things to alleviate world lag, which has been a huge issue.
Yeah, it's been really frustrating.
But this is not all they're planning on doing and not all they expect to be able to fix this. So they're still working on it. But yeah, hopefully that helps.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, that's pretty much it.
It's still really fun though.
They did announce a race, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Oh.
This is the last thing before we wrap up and go on to questions. But the Tomb of a Mascot route race, essentially you are going to have to record yourself and do any single boss, the entire route, clear the entire path, get to the boss, kill the boss, and then send in and submit your time. And I don't know what you win. They don't say if you'll win. Oh, you'll win 2 months of membership for everyone in the group.
I bet they're doing this for combat achievement reasons.
That is very likely.
Yeah. It's their little test.
It says the fastest team for each of the 4 races will receive 2 months of membership for everyone in the group.
Only 2?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of lame. I feel like it should
That's not much because
at least be 6.
They're definitely also having people test this for combat achievements, so
Yeah.
they should pay appropriately.
But yeah, you do have to have this recorded. It can't be just submitted.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Because they want to see what tricks you're using, probably.
Yeah, they don't want you to send in your just best time or whatever that you have on your like leaderboard. You has to be recorded, and you have to fill out the form. But that is the only additional thing. Overall, it's funny because I think a lot of these changes wouldn't have been as bad, and people wouldn't have been as upset if they did them like one at a time.
They did. They just like nerfed quite a few things all at once.
But they're all like, all right, so each boss is harder.
and
you
ambrosia
get less,
is
and
bad.
you get less supplies, and you get less loot. It's like, all right,
all
cool.
at once. Oh, sad.
So you hate us.
What did we do to disappoint you, Jagex?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Needless to say, it was a absolute
Bloodbath on Reddit.
Yeah, it was a catastrophe on Reddit. Yeah, all the top posts, literally every single one of the top posts currently are about how the new balancing changes made ToA less enjoyable, less fun. They hate it, less accessible. All fairly reasonable claims.
My main thing is just less accessible. That's your entire advertisement for ToA is most accessible.
A lot of people in the comment section of all these that I went through are saying that it's much harder or just not doable for them because they have really bad gear.
Someone's question feels really good. Why does everything have to be balanced for the top 5%?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people are saying like you should have added more invocations. Or
they should have done that instead of nerfing.
Yeah, or made certain invocations more difficult. But yeah, as it stands, they just made everything more difficult, which obviously people aren't really cool with.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Sad.
Unfortunate. It actually takes over 10 posts to get to the next post that is not ToA sadness related. So yeah, kind of a big deal. At least in the Reddit community, obviously, I would take that with a truckload of salt.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I'm sad about that. I don't know what the general consensus actually thinks. This all could just be like 5 people in a friend group posting. Who knows?
Yeah. From what I have seen, people that claimed to have more KC said that it wasn't that big a deal, but for people that have less gear, they can see it being a bigger deal for them.
There's probably people who have more KC are wearing like max gear going in the best stuff, so they are hitting harder and everything.
But even then, people with max have said they noticed that it is much slower, like 5 minutes plus slower, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the fact that they didn't reset all the fastest times is really weird, because
now no one's ever gonna beat the old fast times.
Yeah, now it's like a completely different rate essentially. But
that's pretty funny. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Either way, that's pretty much the news for this week.
World records are gonna seem extra impressive now.
Yeah. Overall, I'm not the biggest fan of the changes. I think the Ambrosia nerf was semi-warranted because it's fairly overpowered. But everything else seemed kind of weird.
It is kind of funny because it was overpowered, but now they've taken out of the power part of the supply packs.
Yeah. It seems like they just didn't make anything more difficult. They just made it more annoying, which is kind of what a lot of people are saying. That. They didn't really make things like more like the mechanics more difficult or more interesting. They just made it like, this boss has more health. This boss has more health.
I don't mind some of it, but some of it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's just...
I'll have to do more. I've only done one raid since the changes, and it was at 4 a.m. So I'll need more testing.
Yeah, I don't know. The changes feel a little bit disconnected, but maybe they'll change it again.
Mm-hmm.
But finishing up with some questions, right?
Yeah, the first one is from St. Wraith. Polling is a trade-off. It balances efficiency with long-term stability. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Kind of over-polling. But also, they do make weird changes. But they're open to suggestions later. I mean, they've already changed back the Ambrosia a little bit.
Yeah. I think the best way to do it is the way that, like, not many game companies do correctly, which is have a beta test, which they have beta realms in this game, and then take that legitimate feedback and then tune their game and not have any polling. I think that's the best way to do it. But most games have beta tests and don't take some of the more serious points of feedback into consideration, and then it just looks like they don't pay attention to betas at all.
Yeah.
Which loses the trust of your player base. That's the entire
point of having a beta.
Yeah. And that this has happened time and time again. Like plenty of times. Like Path of Exile had this happen recently, and this is their most tragic season that they've had so far.
Yeah, Robert's not liking this season.
People have stopped playing by the thousands. It's like I said, by far the lowest participation season, and it's because they didn't pay attention to the people that were giving feedback.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that's what they should do. I think they should have got rid of polling a long time ago. I think that was a cool novelty when the game first came out.
Or they should make it just 50-50 instead of being like, you need 75% or whatever the number is.
Yeah. Honestly, that was my original answer, but going into this, knowing that they now say that they pull a lot of their feedback from Reddit, makes me also question that fact.
True.
Because Reddit is like an echo chamber.
It is.
So you're not going to get.
I mean, to be fair, I've never actually reached out on their feedback links to say anything. But I never post on Reddit either.
Yeah, which is why you have focused test groups.
Yeah.
AKA betas.
They need to just do that more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Our next question is Matt from Instagram asked this and actually teamed up with Harger for this question. We'll ask Matt's first. If you were to design RuneScape hell, what are some of the things that you would include? Example, a tree that immediately gets chopped down on the first chop every time from a level 3 bot. Nice. I would quit playing the game. I've been woodcutting so much.
Yeah.
My hell would be what if they got the ambrosia made at 1 dose? Can you imagine? Wait.
Stupid.
I could list a billion things. I don't even think. I mean, the tree thing just sounds like the worst. How about every boss is Chaos Elemental, where it will unequip your weapon randomly? That would be my hell.
Oh, I didn't know that even happened.
Yeah. Chaos Elemental, and I think maybe one of the others, I don't remember which one, also unequips it. So they're yeah, just bring curry so you have a full inventory the whole time. That would suck.
Okay.
That's a good RuneScape hell answer, I think. Every boss would unequip your items randomly as a special. What's your RuneScape hell? I'm trying to think of more too.
This one's easy for me. I could just say stuff that have made me quit other games.
Oh, yeah.
This is a very common theme in Korean or just Asian games where there's a chance that you lose power in the game.
What does that even mean?
When you attempt to gain power in the game.
What?
This is a very
like
common
gambling
thing.
your power away?
Yes.
No, thank you.
And so
like you level up and your level goes down?
What my hell would be is a combination of you would get to like 99% of a level, and then I think it'd be funny if like you didn't level up straight away.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just like hung out at like 99% for a while and just like mess with you.
That's rude.
And then there was a chance that you decreased a level.
Stop it. I hate this. You play games that do that?
Yeah.
I didn't even know who would do this.
One of the most popular MMOs
What does
this.
that?
Black Desert.
Really?
Yeah, there's a chance whenever you're playing Black Desert that your
character just levels down?
For instance, if you wanted to spend like $1 bazillion and buy like all of the stuff you needed to level up your gear, and leveled up your gear, and you wanted to level up 2 necklaces, the only way to level up these 2 necklaces is by smashing them together. So you either smash them together and get a higher level necklace, or they get destroyed completely.
Or you get crushed gems.
You don't even get anything in return. You don't get a worse version of it.
Why is that game so gambly?
You don't get a better version of it. You get nothing.
All right, I will say your answer is better. Because that sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, so you could legitimately spend, let's say, 300 or 400 hours getting money, buying all the items or farming all the items you need for this, and then just get unlucky and literally regress in gear.
You could never have another max party stream ever again, because there's a chance that you would just level down to 98 again, or 97?
No, down one. So if you're 98, go to 97 instead of leveling up.
Full on. Wow.
Yeah, because you'd have to lose power.
Oh my god. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
MapleStory does this too.
Oh, I feel stressed out thinking about this. I don't like this.
Yeah. So like MapleStory does the same thing, where you'll get to like 17-star gear, and then while upgrading, there's a chance that it explodes and goes back down to 12.
I hate it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I could not play a game like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
To lighten things up a little bit, Harger on Twitter said, Matt is apparently feeling dark today with his hell question, but I've got a bright one for you. Your design OSRS heaven, what would you include? First thing that comes to mind for me is a new skill world. So that would be a world where a new skill is fully implemented and players can test it in full and submit feedback, work with Jagex to perfect it before it's pulled for integration to main game. I love that your heaven should be how it should be that.
Yeah.
It's not even that crazy. Like the game should just do that.
Yeah, your heaven. That'd be like, my heaven is going to the DMV and everyone has an appointment and there's no lines.
I know. Oh, you're really asking for the bare minimum. It made me feel so sad. What a wholesome answer, though. What would be your OSRS heaven?
Oh, this one's really easy too.
Okay.
There's an area in OSRS that you can teleport to via a fairy ring. I think it's called like the Enchanted Forest.
Oh, that area is really nice.
Yeah, it's where you go to get or you kill tree spirits to get the axe.
I didn't know that existed till GIM came out.
Until I did it for you.
That's how you told me about it. You didn't do it for me.
I did it for you as well.
You did?
Yes, I got all 3 of us rune axes. You just never got the level to use it.
I thought you meant on my main. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah.
But it would be there, because that's my favorite area in the game, or one of them.
It's really pretty.
And it would have areas to do almost every crafting in the game. And it would change seasons.
Oh, I love that. An enchanted forest area seems the perfect place to change seasons.
Yeah. So it'd have like fishing with different fishing, so you can level up fishing all the way there. Like a crafting bench. It'd have herbs that you could pick, a little farming patch.
This is so cute.
It would be cool. And then there could be like
and people would actually go
stuff.
there, because I literally didn't know this existed.
Yeah. And the tree spirits would still be there.
I love this.
Yeah.
I want this.
It'd be cool.
My answer is going to be so lame.
It'd be not feasible in the real game, because then obviously you wouldn't go anywhere else. But that's
I mean, they wouldn't have to make it like the best XP. It'd still be cool though.
Yeah. I'd like that.
My answer sucks. I was going to say that you could go AFK more than 5 minutes. Okay, so the thing is with streaming, like anytime I want to go refill my water or use the restroom or grab a snack, I time myself so I'm under 5 minutes so I don't get logged out.
Yikes.
Oh my god, do I have low standards too?
Yeah.
Oh, Harger and I are in the same boat of just asking for just a little bit Meanwhile, Robert's like, yes, this beautiful haven that changes seasons.
Yeah, I'm like, something they will never actually add.
Oh, I don't think that they'll ever add more AFK.
I mean, maybe. I think the
Dang,
timer
my answer sucks. I thought that all week and I was like, that's a good answer. And now hearing yours,
that's a good one.
it's not so good.
And to be honest, I just thought of that.
Really? On the spot?
Well, yeah, I knew that I wanted it to revolve around that area.
Because it's your favorite area.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good answer. As he was describing, you should have seen me just smiling like, wow, this sounds so nice.
Yeah, it sounds
that does
cool.
it sounds like a little heaven area.
Yeah.
God, my answer sucks. Anyway.
Yeah, but I think that's about it for this week.
Yeah. Other exciting news I totally forgot. We're doing another HelloFresh sponsorship, so come order all your.
I know you're all excited for that.
All your food prep supplies. I'm actually very excited for it because the food that we ordered sounds like it's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
And this weekend I'm doing another subathon. So for us, Southern California Pacific Standard Time Zone, we are starting Sunday, September 4th, I believe, at 2 p.m. It's going to be capped at 24 hours, a minimum 3 hours. Would appreciate if you guys came by. It's funny, I made the little flyer for all fall themed. It's going to be 95 degrees. It's not going to be fall at all.
It will be a sweaty stream.
Yeah, and I should be, as long as it's not too sweaty where it like just falls off me, I should be doing my bot cosplay. I will do my bot cosplay. If it's too hot, I will have you talk to the stream for like 20 minutes that night when it's cooler, and I will go put on a bald cap.
Yeah.
I will make it work. I'll show you guys. If the bald cap rips, we're going to deal with it. I'm just going to look like a really weird bald cap bot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so come stop by on Sunday. If you're in the US and want to order HelloFresh, use our link, please. I'd really appreciate it. Trying to get that in real life rebuild. Still.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting that taxes next year are going to be a thing. I'm just in denial about that.
Nice.
It's not real. It can't hurt me.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. What are you going to be doing this week? Boston?
Yeah, probably just more Zora.
Nice. Are you going to go to your new boss yet, or are you waiting a bit?
No, that's going to be a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'll be, quite a while. Like I said, I'll probably have to have at least 1 or 200 KC at Zora.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to do. What about you?
Probably raiding. No one have ever guessed. Imagine. And I want to do more skilling. I want to get maybe like my Slayer up, or like kind of work on the Abyssal head grind again because I've been putting it off. And yeah, I want to skill more too. I don't know. I want to do all the things. Robert's making faces at me, so.
No, I'm not.
He's gaslighting you all.
But cool.
But yeah, if you guys have any questions of your own or like want to say anything, you could reach out to us anywhere. I stream 5 days a week on twitch.tv/Bunebape. So come say hello. We have a Twitter, which is Bunebapeosrs, and our Instagram and YouTube are both Bunebape. You can ask us questions literally anywhere and join our Discord from literally anywhere, I think. So come say hello. Come join our little community.
Yeah, we have people doing content all the time.
Yep.
And answering questions. So
I think people are in the Discord right now planning to do a Chambers free-for-all while we're recording. So, you could get in on that next time.
Yeah. But that's going to be about it. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Hopefully you all enjoyed it and have a great day. Have a good time in OSRS. And we'll see you all
very soon.
Bye-bye.
Meep merp.